Good morning. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Celeste. So this week I decided to talk about something very dear to my heart, and I feel like I've been getting lots of DMs, and I've been seeing a couple of things on Instagram, social media, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I think this is like the perfect week to talk about it, and it's about the word fail or failure. I feel like a lot of people have like this negative connection to that word, and that has been like one of the most empowering words that can help us grow and push us to the next level. So having said that, let's get started. So first, the word failing or failure, when people see like a hiccup or like an obstacle in their, little course or the road of life, some people seem to like get down on themselves, to stop on their journey because they feel like, it's a sign, like I shouldn't keep going because I'm not good enough for this, or, it's a sign that, it's not meant for me. And I choose to look at it opposite. In our lives, because it's just part of regular living life, we're all going to fail. I failed hundreds of times. It's just part of the journey. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not a hairstylist, it doesn't matter if you're not a mother, it doesn't matter. Just being a human being, there's going to be things that you're going to not be good at sometimes. It just happens. But if every time there was an obstacle, I would stop or you stop, where would you be? Like, think about, like, for example, for all of us that, all of us went to beauty school, or we did a program, apprentice program. If you would have stopped throughout your journey, you wouldn't be a hairstylist today. And just think back and sit back and take like a couple of seconds just to remind yourself, what are some hard things that you had to go through in beauty school? When you started school, you didn't know how to cut hair. You didn't know how to color hair. You probably didn't even know how to section hair. That was my fault. I didn't know how to section hair at all. But that's all part of your journey, and you have learned as you keep doing that repetition to just become a natural thing to you. So why do we allow failure and obstacles to stop us? So there are 5 different things that I like to do just in my regular life, because, things get hard, things happen, and you can't let it stop you. And I'm going to give you guys some examples that, I feel relevant, and also ways that you can look at the opposite way. So number 1, I've noticed that usually when something big is happening, like in my career life, something usually opposite happens in my life, and I'm not asking for it or being negative. I'm just being honest. Like, for example, there's been like 4 really big things that have happened in my career, and I've had 4 family members, and I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm just like, it's ironic. I've had 4 family members pass away during that same time, and I've shared a little bit about this in the podcast prior to this, but that freaking sucks. And I just had a meltdown last week because I was like, what the hell? Like, why? Like, why is this happening and everything? But I was like, it's part of life. Like, just like babies are born, people pass away, and, it's just part of the cycle of life. And I can't take it as a negative connotation. Like, it's okay. Like, it was just the timing. It's just how it happened. And all I can do is like grow from this and be grateful that I'm still here and I can strive forward towards my goals. So when negative things happen in your life, and when another aspect of your life is doing great, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. It's not because you're focusing too much on your other goal. It's not because you're being selfish. It's just because it's part of life. Just like we all get sick. It's just part of being human. So stop trying to like put connections on everything that happens as the negative thing, and try to look at the different side of the spectrum on it. Number 2, if you want to grow, you're going to have to fail. It's like monumental. Like, even with this podcast, when I started, like, it was so hard for me to do, and I would rant and I would lose my track in place and everything. But the more I do it, the more comfortable I'm getting with it. But have I failed in this? Heck yes. Sometimes I don't post on my podcast because I've been ranting way too much, and I'm just like, this is not beneficial. So I delete, and I won't even post a podcast that week. And that means I failed, but it's okay because I'm still going at it. I'm still trying to be better. So don't give up on yourself. If you're trying something new and it doesn't go the right way, it's okay. Like, keep going. It happened to me last week. We were playing with one of my clients. She's like, yeah, let's play. And I was playing with like this new line, and it's not conditioner based like the other direct dye line that I use. So we had an oopsie, and so I fixed it with CPR and everything. And, I was like, fuck, that sucks. But you know what? It's okay. I learned that this, direct dye line doesn't work the same as the other ones. And it reminded me again, Celeste, that's why you always strand test, even when you're going to play. Like, you have to do your part too. You can't get too comfortable. So it was a really good learning experience. And that's how I took it as. And then, my client knew that we were playing and she was totally cool with it. She didn't care. She's such a sweetheart. So, it's just part of growing. Like, if you're not willing to experiment, if you're not willing to risk anything, you're not going to grow. All the things I do, I'm freaking uncomfortable, you guys. Like, there's so many things I've put myself out there to do that I have been like nervous Nelly. I won't sleep the night before, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so not fucking capable of this. Like, what the hell? I'm over my head. But I do it anyways. I just jump off the cliff and hope like everything will be okay. Because what's the worst that can happen is I fail and I learn a lesson. And when I fail, that's what I mostly do. I learn lessons, and that makes me stronger. So remember, failing is part of growth. Number 3, don't make it a scary word. Failing or failure, like especially for me, I'm Hispanic. And for the first 9 years of my life, I grew up with my biological parents. But I got like this, I don't know, the fear of doing something wrong or failing was going to be like death. It was like instilled in me. And that's something that I've had to work throughout my life to be like, it's okay if you fail, get back up, because I used to be so hard on myself all the time about that. And I've had to learn to grow and to learn that failure is a beautiful thing. It's an opportunity, and it's not a bad word, and it's not a scary thing. It's a meaning for me that you're being courageous. If you're trying something new and you fail, you're being courageous. You're trying something, and what if it works? Like, how many of us have discovered things that actually work because we tried something new? So don't be scared. Like, don't put the negative connotation with failing as this bad, ugly monster, because it's not. Like, it's part of who you are. And sometimes for me, like, culture has been so instilled, like, you can't fail and you have to be successful in everything you do. And I'm sorry, but I ain't Superwoman, and this is not perfect life. I was watching yesterday the Netflix special on street food. And there was like this one woman, and she's like the most famous street food vendor in the world. And she was talking about, like, she was a seamstress. Her everything burned down. She lost everything that belonged to her, except for the clothes that she was wearing on herself. And that's how she ended up finding her passion into food. And now she has this business and all everything that her life has turned into. But so failing is really like what we take of it and what we learn from it. So just think about that. Number 4, if you want to try something new, if you want to grow, do you have dreams? Like, ask yourself, like, right now, just take 5 seconds. Do you have any dreams? I bet you do, but you're scared. And most of the time we're scared because we're scared of failure. But failure is inevitable. Like, it's going to happen. Part of anybody's journey. Like, look at whoever you look up to, whoever is like, oh my gosh, that's like my role model, or whoever like you have an inspiration to be like. They all have a journey. They have a story, and it's not an easy, pretty, like, all in rainbows. Like, you know what? One day I woke up and I had all this just set for me in a golden platter. I was like, here you go. It's all for you. No, they have fought their way through it. And so if you want your dreams and you want to fight for them, that's part of it. Failure is going to be part of that F word too, fighting for it. So just make it part of your vocabulary and learn that it's okay. Like, like, look at Benjamin Franklin, but he invented the light bulb. He found 1,000 ways how to not make a light bulb, but he didn't give up. And if he didn't give up, thank God he didn't give up, because now we have our selfie lights and we have our light bulbs. Thank goodness I can do my makeup. So I just part of it. And number 5, honestly, it'll be like, if somebody says you're failing, just ignore them and move on. So why the heck am I bringing this up? Well, especially with social media and putting yourself out there, not everybody's going to like your work. Not everybody's going to like your voice. Not everybody's going to like your video. Not everybody's going to like you. And you have to be okay with that. Sometimes people feel like if somebody doesn't like you, like you're failing at it. Or if people don't like your picture as much, you're failing. Don't allow that to stop you. So having said that, about other people's influencing like your life and thinking like telling you you're failing, not letting that impact you. We are nobody to judge. And a lot of things, like when people are hurtful to me too, guys, it's not like all rainbows and everybody's so sweet. Celeste. No, I've had my fair share of stylists that have been rude, have like treated me like dirt because I'm assisting or whatever, or I've had my fair share. So if little things where I'm like, damn, or a bit disappointed. You meet a person and you're so excited to meet the stylist and they're not who they seem to be online. I just keep that to myself and I'm just like, move on forward. I've got my little hate mail. Oh, you're ugly, or this is ugly, blah, blah, blah. I don't let that affect me, because that for me is just people's insecurities, and that is none of my business. Everybody else's opinion of me, my life, is none of my business. If people think I'm failing or being dumb, people make fun of me of exactly doing this, like the podcast and putting myself out there. That's none of my business. That's their insecurities. And most of the time when people laugh at you or judging you and telling you that you're failing are people that wish that had the courage to pursue their own dreams and are jealous because you're actually taking action to pursue and go after what you really are dreaming of and you're capable of. Because we're all capable of this, guys. Do not allow follower count. Do not allow somebody in your life to tell you cannot do it. Do you know how many times I've been told I can't do things? Too many. And I use that as my driving force, and you should too. When somebody tells you no, you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm working into something good, I'll have this goal and this dream, and I'm just going to go for it. Take a leap of faith and go after your dreams. And, nobody has any responsibility of your life except for yourself. You guys know, I have health issues and I can't take any medication for it. I live with it every single day of my life, and I'm still working and doing everything that I want to, because I don't let it control my mind. I don't let it control how my body feels. I have that determination that even if I don't feel 100%, I'm going to give each day the 100% I can give for that day. I'm not going to allow people to control my life. There's been very many times too where my husband has been like, Celeste, are you sure you want to do that? I failed, and I'll share this with you guys. So I wanted to do eyelash extensions. I thought I would love it. I tried it. I spent $1,500 in a course, a 2-day course to learn how to do them. And you know what? I'm not passionate about it. I don't like it. I think it's boring. And I'm not going to do it because I'm not really driven about just the money. If I don't love something or I'm not passionate about it, I'm not going to pursue it. So my husband was like, dude, Celeste, you wasted that money. I'm like, yeah, I did. But you know what? I learned that I don't like doing that. And that's okay. It's not for me. And I'm not going to pursue something that's not for me, I'm not passionate about. So now I know for sure, my niche and what I really love is hair. And that's what I'm going to focus on is hair. And I love doing makeup. So hair and makeup, that's all I want to focus on, and that's it. So I failed. That's the definition of failure. You try something, it didn't work out, and it's okay. It's not going to define me. It's not going to upset me. I invested in something that it wasn't for me, and I decided that's not for me, and that's okay. I'm not saying over time maybe I would like it or anything, but it's just not, I'm not passionate about it, and that's something that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do lashes today. It's just not for me. There's other people that love it, that only want to do it, that are passionate, that are inspired by it, and I applaud them, and that's for them. But it's not my course. I failed at it, and it's okay. So don't let failure stop you. Don't let, because you invest in something and it doesn't work out, or it's not what you thought it was going to be, stop you from keep going and pursuing your dreams. And don't let anybody stop you. I have been licensed now for a year and 8 months. And you guys know, part of my story, I've been doing all these things, and so many people along the way, I've lost friendships. I've been told that I was gonna fail while I was in school. I've been told I was gonna fail throughout my journey. People are still telling me I'm gonna fail, and it's okay, because it's none of my business what people think about me. The only one who has the right and the capability of making her dreams come true is myself, not anybody else. So do not allow anybody in your life to tell you, neither society, not even your partner, nobody, to dictate what type of life you want to live and what your dreams and what you're capable of. Okay? So I hope all this helped you guys. Sending you guys lots of love. And then I'm probably going to do this podcast as well this week. And it'll be in Spanish. It'll be this one about failure in Spanish. I'll blow that up tomorrow. Thank you so much for all the love. I appreciate all you guys that listen. I do this from the bottom of my heart just to impact at least one person. So when I see, that there's more than one person listening to this podcast, it makes me so happy. So I hope you guys have a great week. Remember, failure is not a scary word. It's not a monster. It's just an opportunity for you to grow and try new things and become a better version of yourself.